ladies and gentlemen. We're just plain living here. I'm John Gray. Good day.
Good day, good morning, and good
morning.
day.
Good
Peggy
day.
Burton here.
And I'm Jim Fuller.
I don't know why that made me laugh, because
John,
I've never heard you say good day. Have you?
I haven't either, but as always, we were having an interesting conversation before we came on the air, some of which we can't repeat, but it was funny.
We were talking about
Language
skills,
Right.
and how sometimes people, when they end up toward the end of life, have debilitating things that happen to their memory and stuff. Sometimes they'll use profanity that you never heard them use before.
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And I was talking about my grandmother in a nursing home, who is a good religious woman, and she said words I didn't even know.
Yeah.
You know, and you wonder where does it come
Where does
from?
it come
Yeah.
from? Yeah.
But I was talking about cussing, and
Cussing women.
Peggy said her daddy
My
granddaddy
grandfather, yeah.
never cussed until she was out in the barn one time and saw him cussing the cows.
Cussing the cows, yeah.
And I said, well, I guess the thing that I've cussed worse than anything, it was a woman one time.
Yeah.
And that's when I was on the road. And that was that voice of that woman in your car on the GPS telling you,
When to turn,
recalculating,
when not. Yeah.
recalculating.
Yeah, right.
And somebody in that car that had that GPS before I did evidently had entered the mode no toll roads.
Yeah.
So I'd be driving down the interstate out in the middle of nowhere on a perfectly good road, and all of a sudden she'd say, get off right here, turn so-and-so, and you get so used to listening to it that you do it.
You do whatever she
Yeah.
says.
And all of
yeah.
a sudden, there's the interstate up there, and I'm on a gravel road with goats in the road. Guys with sticks. You know, and I said, well, are you sorry?
See, technology, we have been drugged kicking and screaming into the new world of technology, but it's certainly there, and sometimes it's frustrating. I know that I've set up a choice where I don't even know what you call these things. What do you call those little boxes that sit on your counter and you can ask them questions?
Siri?
This is Google. This is Google
whatever,
something or other,
yeah.
and I forget the exact name of it.
Anastasia? Anesthesia?
But you can ask it questions like, hey Google or whatever, and it'll most of the time give you an answer for that. But anyway, I'm sitting in the office one night about 10 o'clock at night working by myself, and apparently this device hears
It's
something.
listening to
It
you.
heard something on the television, I guess.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden starts talking. It scared me to death. I mean, this woman starts talking, and it's late at night, and I know I'm there by myself. I had a few choice words for her.
For Google?
Yeah, for Google. She has the name, but I forget what it
She
is.
just knows so many things.
Yeah, right.
You know, everybody's talking about how you get Amazon, Amazon this and Amazon that, and I heard a story the other day about somebody had ordered 3 cases of toilet paper from Amazon.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, one of those big bundles of toilet paper, I don't know, I guess it probably costs, what, $12, $15?
Probably, yeah.
Something like that. Well, the bill was, say, like $36, but shipping was $7,000.
Yeah.
Good grief! Wow.
And nobody's figuring out who's supposed to pay this shipping $7,000 shipping bill.
Unreal. You know, talking again about technology, you know, all the new cars today have the little key fob, and it does all this stuff. Won't let you, you know, you walk up to the car, it unlocks it for you.
I know, does all those magic things.
Yeah. Well, Nancy lost hers Saturday.
Oh.
And so she tells me she doesn't have a clue where she put it. But anyway, she tells me she was at the grocery store and she drove back to her house, and
So it had to be in the car, didn't it, or in the house?
Exactly. She thought she left it. It fell off she dropped it at the grocery store, and I'm thinking, I don't believe this car will drive unless you have the key fob with you.
Right.
And
Unless you started the car and then dropped your keys.
yeah,
You know what
yeah,
I mean?
yes. But I've since found out that if you start the car and drive off and it lets you drive off. I assume it will.
Yeah, it will.
And it will give you messages that, hey, you don't have the key fob, and it will it start giving you warnings.
Had that yet.
And I finally concluded that car, she had brought that car home, and she had the key fob when she got to the house, which turns out was somewhat significant because these key fobs, you'd think might get one for $50, but no.
No,
they're
not.
anywhere from $200 to
$300.
$500, depending on what kind of car it is.
It's best not to lose it.
Absolutely. Anyway, in the process of me researching to determine that she had actually brought that key fob home with her, there was something I Googled it, and it said, "This is how you can find your key fob." And I'm thinking,
okay.
this is going to be, you know,
gonna be
I
good.
figure that it's smart enough that you ought to be able to do something
GPS it.
for it to tell you where it's at. And I read this long article. Turns out some guru, electronics guru, knows how to build one where you can send it a signal and it'll make a noise where you can find it.
So you can find
However, the problem was to build that, you'd have to be pretty smart and electrical. He was an electrical engineer. And it would cost about $600 to build the device to find that key.
To find the key.
Yeah.
So did you find the keys?
Yeah, it turns out.
Okay, good.
It turns out Nancy is in this mode where she's going somewhere constantly with the grandkids, with work related.
Chamber of Commerce.
Yeah, Chamber of Commerce, and she likes that lifestyle.
Right.
You know, but sometimes she doesn't. I think always engage
Her mind on
about
exactly
these
where
things.
she is at what
Yeah,
time.
what she's going to do next.
Or where the keys are.
Turns out she has another car, the older car she had, which she uses when it rains.
Yeah.
Or if she's doing something she doesn't want to get her new car messed up with. She had driven the old car to go pick up some flowers, and the key fob to the new
Was
car
in the old car.
laying right there in
That's
the
interesting.
driver's seat.
Yeah,
She
that's
looked
great.
for it for 2 days. I found it yesterday morning, but
Well, that's great. The story had a happy ending.
Yeah.
That's
Was
good.
she happy? You were happy?
I was very happy. Because prior to that, last weekend, she lost her Fitbit, which she's into this physical exercise stuff, so she has to have that. Well, that was $150 to replace that. And then her phone that she'd had for 8 years, wouldn't run Pokemon anymore for one of the grandkids. So,
she had to replace
still
that.
worked fine, but it wouldn't run Pokemon anymore because it was obsolete pretty much. And so she had to replace that. And so
To me, the worst thing is losing the cell phone, because if you have it off, you can call yourself all day long, but you can't hear it.
Exactly.
So that's my biggest issue.
Or muted.
And all of those
That's
things,
what I mean, yeah.
all of those things are problems a person would not have had 10 years,
Yeah,
or 10,
that's
15
true.
years ago.
Not at all.
Such little problems in
Yeah.
a big world, but now they become huge problems.
Yes, absolutely.
Because every phone number that I need is in my cell phone.
Right.
I don't know their numbers. Do you? Could you just go to a regular
Well, of course
phone
not,
and-
because you'll be
You
on the
can't
phone.
find a phone book
No,
anywhere.
I know.
You'll be on the phone talking to somebody, and they say, "You got so and so's phone number?" Well, you don't know until you
get off the phone and look it up.
Look it up. Anyway.
That's true. Technology
It's amazing.
is taking us out. Excuse me.
You know, it takes a lot for us to get through this deal,
Sure it does.
doesn't it?
I guess.
You know, I mean, we've talked about everything from granddaddies cussing in the barn and grandmas at the nursing home and where we lived as kids, and now we're talking about the technology that didn't exist. I mean, it was in a comic book or in the newspaper in a cartoon on Dick Tracy's hand.
Yeah.
You know, back in those days, science fiction is science future.
What bothers me is things that appear to make you more efficient takes up all your time. You know.
Well, let me tell you how
so there's not
efficient
as
that
much
computer
time.
is when it quits working and there's 20 people in line at Kroger's. It ain't efficient at all.
No longer
Right.
efficient.
No.
Right.
What do you do when that happens? Do
Or
have
when
to-
you go,
do you have
well,
to
they
go-
don't take cash. You can't use cash anymore at some places.
Right. So you just
You know, you
don't get the stuff
you just walk out.
and
You know,
leave.
they got 25. They got 25 checkout lines there, and 2 people there,
Right.
2 open.
Wow.
It's technology.
It is, and you know, the little store up the street from our studio here, one day their cash register went out, you know, all
buy gas.
computerized. It's all
That just
goes
took-
hooked into their central office somewhere. You got shut down. There's
Out of
nothing-
business.
You're out of business, you know.
Out of business.
It happens. You got some poetry for us?
2 things. Loku number 155. A stick with knobs where thorns once were. 4 aluminum tubes with tennis ball shoes. A mother, a lover, with hand and heart extended. Family, a few true friends, an unseen savior. No one makes it from start to finish without crutches.
I got lost in there. I'm sorry. Wait, do it again. I'll read it again when we go off the set.
A stick with thorns where, with knobs where thorns used to be. That's my cane.
That's your cane, yeah.
4 aluminum tubes with tennis ball shoes.
It's a walker.
Oh, that's when I got
It's
lost.
one of those
on.
walkers. They all
Okay.
have tennis balls
I got
on the
it now.
bottoms of them now.
Right.
A mother, a lover, with hand and heart extended. Family, a few true friends, an unseen savior. No one makes it from start to finish without crutches.
Without crutches.
People and things propping you up.
Yeah,
We can't do it by ourselves.
that's very good.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
I'm sorry, I'm
And this
so
is for
brain
Philip
dead.
Scoggins, who told me I'm too serious and I needed to write something fun.
Okay, I'm excited.
This is Nantucket. There once
wow.
was a girl from there once was a girl from Nantucket.
Are you sure this
Oh,
is
me.
okay?
I'm going to get over here.
There once was a girl from
Just
Nantucket
associate ourselves with him.
with unfulfilled dreams in a bucket. She filled it with oysters on a trip to the cloisters, with rice and red beans down in New Orleans, iced beer down in the snow at Jackson Hole, packed it with sand like a kid in the shadow of the Great Pyramid, made it a helmet for a poker run through the Rockies on a Harley, chasing the sun. People dropped tips in the bucket as she sang back up with Lyle Lovett. Filled with shag balls, there's game to muster. She has a tea time at Augusta. At last, full of tears for all those missed, that will finish her bucket list. With one note left in the bucket that reads, there once was a girl from Nantucket.
Oh my gosh. You made it all the way through.
proud
Without
of
using
you.
those 2 or 3 words. We'll be right back after these messages, folks. Don't go away.
5 dealerships, 7 car brands, 1 big clearance sale.
Russell Barnett must make room for incoming summer shipments.
Save hundreds.
Even thousands.
From original list on all new and over 800 pre-owned vehicles. Every vehicle is marked down for immediate clearance.
No reasonable offer refused.
All credit applications will be accepted for immediate delivery.
Don't miss the big spring clearance sales event going on right now at the Russell Barnett dealerships, both Tullahoma and Winchester. And my question is, why buy anywhere else?
All I have to do to think about what I was physically before and what I am now, and I don't ever want to go back to that original situation.
The overall mission of the rehab team is always what is best for the patient and how we can facilitate maximum potential from every resident.
Well, the most important thing to me is that I'm allowed to do whatever I want to do, you know.
Everyday miracles at Life Care Center of Tullahoma.
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
My wife, Fran, has gone off on a new endeavor and has opened a regional office, the Central Tennessee Regional Office for Alzheimer's Tennessee, right here in Tullahoma. And it is going to be a facility that serves people locally. There will be local help on site. And Janice Waite, the CEO of Alzheimer's Tennessee, was here last week for a small reception we had welcoming the office to town, and we have some video from that. This is the grand opening for Alzheimer's Tennessee office. It's going to be located right here in Tullahoma. Janice Waite is here. That's Janice standing right there in the middle. And she will be speaking here in a little bit and welcoming folks to the new office of Alzheimer's Tennessee in Tullahoma.
I wanted just to say a few things about Alzheimer's Tennessee, who we are and what we do, and the exciting developments and what you can expect to see here in this area. Alzheimer's Tennessee is a little bit of a different model than some organizations in that we are very grassroots. The dollars raised, say, in the community, so they flow back into the community to grow programs and services. We are a group that really looks at being in the trenches with families as they are living with Alzheimer's. So that's a key component of what we are about. We also do brain health. We know a lot about how to perhaps keep your brain healthy and to be involved in that. And then we also advocate and support Alzheimer's research as well. So we're excited to be bringing those types of services into this area. We are 35 years old, so we're in an anniversary year. I've been with the organization, I always hate to kind of tally it up, but I've been with the organization a little over 25 years. And it has gone by remarkably fast, but also, you know, for me and so many others that have been involved in our organization, there's always been one more thing that we want to get done. And for a group of us, you know, we want to see that day when there's a true intervention and better treatments, certainly, for Alzheimer's. Just a little bit about kind of how we got to where we are today here in this area. It was probably about 3 years ago. A former colleague, Marcia, gave me a call and said, you know, we like what you're doing in other areas of the state. We had opened an office also in Johnson City. We've got an office in Knoxville. We have one in Cookeville, more recently in Nashville, and now here in Tullahoma. Would you be willing to come to the area and let's just talk with an interested group of folks who would like to see programs and services in this area? So it was probably at least 2 years ago we came and we had a meeting, and people said, gosh, we want those grassroots services. We want, regardless of where people go, to their church, to their school, to their doctor, we want them to know how they can connect with services right here in the area. So we talked a bit, and we were like, gosh, we want to get there, we want to get there. But it also took some things remarkably, and I'm a person of faith, so I think some things happen that are a God thing, in that at the same time, organizations statewide were coming together to identify Alzheimer's Tennessee as an organization that they could support. So the focus group continued to meet. In fact, we had a meeting last week where we really began to hear people say, you know, we want a different kind of support system. We want support groups, but we want to work with our churches. We want to work with facilities. We want to work with hospitals. We do not want one more person to live with this disease and feel like they are alone. So it opened up a beautiful discussion, and I will say, Alzheimer's Tennessee, we are not afraid to dream big. You know, it starts small, but there's a vision that we feel like that we can provide a service in a very different way. We are delighted to have Fran Gray join us as our first regional coordinator for Alzheimer's Tennessee.
We are very excited to be bringing services back to the community. As you know, the Alzheimer's Association was here, but they left a few years ago. And we know that the people here in our region need and deserve services. So we're here to provide support, education. We want to promote brain health, but we're very happy to be here. We are so appreciative of the support we've been given already. We're looking forward to drafting many of you into our volunteer pool because there's much to be done. And I'm grateful to my family for being here today and helping me get this together. And Cammie, who works with Fran and Dan, was so helpful to me too, and I certainly appreciate her. So we are ready to hit the ground running, and y'all just start collecting your purple and your orange and wear it proudly, and we can find some really fun socks for you to put on if you like, okay? At this time, I would like to invite Marcia Massengill to come and speak for a moment about her experience with working with people with Alzheimer's and related dementias.
Alzheimer's Tennessee won't be able to do what they want to do without us helping. I actually had the privilege about 25 years ago to start with the Alzheimer's Association in the Tullahoma office. I retired after 19 years, and it was the year after that they closed the Tullahoma office. So I know how desperately a local presence is needed, and I know what we can do with a local presence. When we had an office here, we were going into churches, talking to the ministers, letting the congregation know how you can help a family that has someone with Alzheimer's disease. We were talking to the police. We were doing police trainings so officers would know how to approach someone with Alzheimer's disease, how to communicate with them safely. There are so many things that are needed. And I can't remember who I shared with earlier, the times when we had an office here, and it was on Lincoln Street, and I would have somebody come into the office, and they would say, I've been diagnosed with Alzheimer's disease. Or they would say, my husband has Alzheimer's. My mother has Alzheimer's. One of the gifts that I got while I was serving was to see them, when we were talking, after we were finished talking, say, thank you. You've helped so much. Because we could give them the education to understand how to communicate with that Alzheimer's individual, to understand that they're not doing it, it's the disease. Mom would not do that. It's the disease. And with that information is so powerful for the family members. I don't want to talk too long. You can probably tell. When I start talking about Alzheimer's disease and serving families, I could talk all day. So I'll just say thank you. I'm very, very excited about this opportunity. I hope that you will join me in supporting Alzheimer's Tennessee as much as we're able to. I've already told Fran that here I am, I'm your volunteer. You know, whatever you need, just call me. So again, thank you for being here. Together, we can do great things.
Let me tell you about the toughest guy on earth. He does the work of 2 jobs, but only gets paid for one. He's tough enough to feed the man that gave him a lifetime of nourishment. He has the crazy strength to lift the man that raised him up without even flinching. That's right. No employee of the month bonus check here. This guy, no. This warrior will always be by his father's side, even if his dad will hardly remember. good luck finding a gym to train for that. If this guy isn't the toughest guy on the planet, then I don't know who is. Caregiving is tougher than tough. Find the care guides you need at aarp.org/caregiving.
Is this the year you want to get fit? If so, check out just some of the things Tullahoma Parks and Rec has to offer. Kickboxing, aerobics, silver sneakers workouts, swim lessons, boot camp, water aerobics, basketball, Zumba, yoga, pickleball, lap swimming, treadmill, karate. Get fit, Tullahoma, and have some fun with Tullahoma Parks and Rec.
When your family suffers the loss of a loved one, the caring and compassionate staff at Tullahoma Funeral Home and Coffee County Funeral Chapel are standing by to assist you in every way possible. We are proud to support local industry and offer only Batesville caskets. Many funeral homes don't own or operate a crematory. We utilize the only crematory in Coffee County. Your loved one never leaves Coffee County. We can accommodate any need and any budget. Consider our complete pre-need service to remove this burden from your family during their time of grief. Lock in today's low costs and protect from inflation. Tullahoma Funeral Home and Coffee County Funeral Chapel. Our family caring for your family.
You know, folks, it's always fun when this lady comes over here. She's a Sprite. And I'm not talking about a drink. You look up the Sprite and Tales of Yore, and you will find out a Sprite is a bright, shining, sort of a wood elf type thing that brings joy wherever it goes. And that's Virginia.
Wow, what a welcome. Thank you so much. Hi, everybody.
And Virginia's with the library.
The library over in Manchester.
And she's here to tell us about their summer reading program that's getting ready to kick off in
May the 25th.
That's right around the corner.
It is.
Yeah,
oh
school's
no,
getting
I've got
out.
so much to do.
Listen, I'll bet she has everything already down and numbered.
Uh-oh.
No?
I have
Sorta.
everything sort of planned. There are a lot of final details still left to be done. Yes, but we're going to begin May the 25th, like I said. That is the day the county and Manchester City Schools go to pick up their report cards. So they'll go for a couple hours that morning, and then we want them in the library that afternoon for ice cream and face painting and a nice big party.
So that'll be their school. Do they have parties at school anymore on get out of school day?
Not on get out of school day, I don't believe.
Yeah.
They get in and out of there as fast as they can.
She's going to give y'all a party.
Yes, yes, we're going to have fun that day.
And I bet Tullahoma kids can even come too, can't they?
Of course.
Because it's a county library, isn't it?
It is. We would love for the Tullahoma and even the surrounding counties. They can all come too.
Sure.
Yeah,
Ice
we would
cream
love to have
on the library. What a great deal.
Yes.
Hey. Well, now, how long is this event going to take place, your summer reading program?
It will go through June the 30th, and we have all sorts of things planned. There's the reading portion, of course. We love for everybody to read, and we do have a reward system. As always, we are doing the beads again this year. For every book the little ones read, or every chapter the older ones read, they get a bead to put on a chain, and then they get to trade up for fancier beads, and they loved it. We did it for the first time last year, and the kids absolutely
So they're
adored
making their own jewelry while they're doing this.
That's right.
Reading for jewelry.
And everybody's is different. Everybody's, their personality shows in their beads because of what they get to trade for. So that's fun. And then we have major prizes that we give out weekly. And we have a really neat ukulele we're giving out as a grand prize. So
a ukulele?
A ukulele, yes.
Wow.
Becky Buller helped pick it out.
I bet Becky did. But I'll tell you what, one of my favorite people in the whole wide world. Becky Buller is my hero.
Absolutely.
She is my superhero. And I sent her something the other day that I wish everybody, Becky Buller's my superhero, my personal superhero. And I wish everybody had a Becky Buller in their life that affects their life the way she's affected mine.
She is absolutely wonderful. Last Wednesday at Story Hour, she was there with her daughter, and she actually, while I was singing songs, she actually accompanied me. Now, is that big time or what?
That is big time.
So we always have fun things going on at the library, and you never know exactly what's going to happen because that was completely unplanned.
Right, right. Well,
So-
she's one of those people, but that's the thing about it is, you know, the library and books. Books. You don't have books. I don't have books. You don't need books. The library has books.
The library has books. We also have access to Reads, the regional ebook and audiobook download system. So you don't actually have to come to the library. Once you have your library card, you can download these books free, audiobooks, ebooks, to your Kindle, to your iPad, to whatever device you have. So you can download, listen to them, read them while you're on the go, and have them with you.
Well, do y'all also have, do y'all have like a selection of movies?
Oh, yes, we have thousands of movies.
So you don't have to go to the Red Box, or you don't have to go buy. You can take your library card and go to the library
and check out movies.
check out all of these wonderful movies for free.
For free. You get them for a week. And if nobody else has requested it, you can recheck it for another week and even the third week for the movie. So yes.
So
come in, check out the movies.
This is just a great deal. So you're going to have ice cream. You're going to have programs where the kids can read and face paint, do art type stuff as well, artsy type stuff as well.
Every Friday morning we're doing crafts. We have something planned. You need a calendar. I've tried to get the calendars to all the schools, to the preschools, to some of the churches. But if you don't have a calendar, come by the library and pick up one.
Pick up a calendar.
Or look on Facebook. Or look on our website.
It's everywhere.
There are multiple things every day we have planned.
The library is everywhere. It's on the web.
It's all over.
It's on the net.
Yes.
It's on Facebook.
And we're more than just books.
It's on your Kindle. It's on your iPad.
Mm-hmm.
But the one thing that you can't get there, that you get in the library, is that smile right there. Look at that. I'd go to the library just to see those eyes twinkle and that smile, because you know what? Something good's getting ready to happen sometime soon, because it follows her around. And all you little ones, you better go find out how it happens, because it's magic.
Come see me at the library.
Please do.
Thank
Is that
you.
it? We're done. I think we're about finished, aren't we?
Are we?
Well,
we can continue on.
As my mother-in-law would say, when somebody says I'm done, she said, "Well, when are you going to finish?"
Thank you so much.
We're finished. Thank you, Virginia.
Thank you.
Appreciate you, dear, and good luck. We'll be right back after these messages.
Kay and Greg Gillum have added another touch of excellence to their furniture business. Now a newly stocked 20,000 square foot Badcock Home Furniture and More location in Tullahoma, Tennessee. Locally owned and operated and offering the same friendly professional service with the best prices on name brand products like their sister store in Winchester, Tennessee has for years. Visit the new Tullahoma location and shop name brand bedroom suites, electronic department with computers, tablets, 4K televisions, and accessories. A large complete appliance center to fit the style of any household. Beautiful selection of rugs that complement any person's taste. A variety of living room combinations all in one large showroom. That's right, Badcock Home Furniture and More has added a new location. 373 West Lincoln Street, Tullahoma, Tennessee. Offering special prices year-round. Financing is always available. Speedy delivery to your home or office. Open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 7 p.m., Saturday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m., and Sunday, noon to 5 p.m. Call 931-222-4353.
So you've been meaning to do something healthy, commune with nature, get outdoors and meet new people. We have the perfect solution. Come hike with us. You can find a Tennessee Trails Association chapter near you, including Clarksville, Columbia Franklin, Highland Rim, Jackson, Knoxville, Oak Ridge, Memphis, Murfreesboro, Nashville, Plateau at Crossville, and Upper Cumberland. We're on the web at TennesseeTrails.org. It's fun, it's stress-free, and it's good for you. See you on the trails.
All right, folks, we're back, and the other day I went to one of the Chamber of Commerce ribbon cuttings at the offices of Richardson and Richardson. That is Doyle and Jan Richardson, who have moved back to Tullahoma. Doyle was a one-time mayor of Tullahoma and practiced law in this town for years. They moved to Florida a while back and have decided to come back to Tullahoma, so we were at their office for the Chamber of Commerce ribbon cutting at Richardson and Richardson. All right, this is the Chamber of Commerce ribbon cutting at the law offices of Doyle and Jan Richardson. They've just moved back into town and opening up a law office down here on Jackson Street next to, well, it's next to David Duncan's office down here. And so this is their official ribbon cutting with the Chamber of Commerce. And they're getting ready to cut the ribbon here. And this is representatives of the Chamber of Commerce and Doyle and Jan's families. And they're moved back to Tullahoma from Florida and reopened a law office here in Tullahoma. So,
So on behalf of the City of Tullahoma and the Tullahoma Area Chamber of Commerce, we want to congratulate Richardson and Richardson Law on the grand opening of their new office and welcoming them back to Tullahoma. Cut the ribbon.
Officially open.
Yes, we would. Certainly would. We want to thank everyone for the opening of our new law office here in Tullahoma, and we look forward to serving the needs of the people of this community and in outlying areas with estate planning and other legal services. And stay and visit for a few minutes, or as long as you want to.
Jeff is not a stranger to Tullahoma. He went to Tullahoma High School, played football here, and actually made all conference in defensive end and offensive center. He's looking around for a college that might be interested in it. Wake Forest offered him an academic scholarship. So I said, listen, take that.
It's ribbon cutting day at the Richardson and Richardson Law Office in Tullahoma, and they've moved back to town and opened up this office here. And congratulations and welcome back.
Well, we're glad to be back.
We are.
Yeah.
And what are the disciplines that you're going to be most involved with at this firm?
Our firm offers full service estate planning, estate administration, and we also deal with elder law issues, business succession, and asset protection. Those are our primary areas of practice.
Very good. Doyle?
Well, I have done a lot of other things in my lifetime, including I had 6 cases of capital murder back when years ago. And used to do a lot of tort practice. Jan won't let me do those anymore. I have a hard time if somebody walks into it or comes into the office on crutches or in a wheelchair or with some other kind of disability. I have a hard time in not asking them what happened to you and whose fault was it.
Yeah.
So it is hard to not do some things that you used to do and used to enjoy doing.
Right. Well, where are you located?
We're located at 301 North Jackson Street in Suite 11. We're in the State Farm building, directly across the street from Henry McCoy Law Office. Okay,
so and this building's been here for quite some time, and you know, Doyle was you were mayor of Tullahoma for a short while and served this community well in many ways, and Jan as well, and we're just very happy to have the two of you back in town. and people need to know that they can come by and get great service from you. Two very, very nice and well-respected people back in our community again. So congratulations and welcome.
Well,
Thank you, John.
Yeah, we're glad to be back.
Smoking tobacco accounts for 3 of every 10 fire deaths in the United States.
Tullahoma Fire Department needs you en route to a structure fire, 202 Main Street. Heavy smoke showing. Neighbors advise child trapped inside.
Lighters, matches, and associated smoking paraphernalia are the leading cause of preschooler fire deaths. We as firefighters know that most structure fires can be prevented.
I've got one! Command, this is primary search. We have a victim. Need EMS to meet us at the front door.
Please help us to give you a fighting chance. This can be prevented. Contact the Tullahoma Fire Department for a free home safety inspection.
What's a Tennessee vacation? It starts off like any road trip, and then, boom, adventure and thrills everywhere you look, which happens to be some of the most beautiful scenery in the country. Music here, history there, and all kinds of green in between. Come relax and unwind, or bring the crowd for some stargazing, or stargazing. Whatever you do, come hungry and expect an awesome soundtrack. It's all right here in Tennessee. We're playing your song. For a free vacation guide, visit tnvacation.com.
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
Today we've been featuring some of the wonderful things that go on in Manchester, Tennessee, just down the road a piece from Tullahoma. I'm so blessed today to have Bonnie Campbell with me. Hi, Bonnie.
Hi.
Bonnie is with Parks and Recreation in Manchester, and you got a list of stuff going on. I know.
Sure do.
Let's hear it.
Well, number one question I get asked right now is, when is the outdoor pool opening?
Oh, yeah.
So the outdoor pool is opening in Manchester on May 24th. That'll be the start of the outdoor swim session. So we invite people to come there. We also have swim lessons that we teach throughout the summer. We teach Red Cross certified swim lessons, so people can come and register for those. They're 2-week sessions, so you have to be committed to 2 weeks. But yes, it's a wonderful program.
You learn. They got to come back.
And then Memorial Day weekend, we're having our annual Park Palooza. That's where we celebrate parks.
That sounds like fun.
Yeah.
What all goes on at the Park Palooza?
Well, it's going to start at 4 p.m. and we are going to have a color run, free color run. So if you want to do a little 5K, you can walk, you can run, and just have fun. It's free, and you'll get some color splashed on you and thrown on you.
Yeah.
Please just come by and register so that we know how many to have T-shirts for, and then we have.
Do you have a limit, or
no? This is as many as they want to have come. That run will start at 6 p.m. and then we also have an outdoor movie that night. It's going to be Jumanji. We have a huge outdoors movie screen.
What a nice thing.
That we were able to get with funding from Bonnaroo. So that is very nice. That's going to be in Rotary Park. Everything takes place in Rotary Park. And then we have inflatables for the kids to play on. And I should say everything is free, other than Rotary Club of Manchester will be selling hot dogs and drinks.
So you don't need to bring your dinner.
No, you can be out there for that. We're going to have all sorts of games. We're actually going to have Gaga. I don't know if anybody knows what Gaga is.
Gaga? Let's tell them.
Gaga is a nice, friendly version of dodgeball. When we were kids in dodgeball, that ball just got whacked at you wherever. Well, in Gaga, you're within a circle boundary, and you come in and you roll the ball and try to get them by hitting them at their leg level, knee down.
Rather than the top of their head.
Yes. But it's like dodgeball.
Yeah.
But the kids really love it, and it's a very fast-paced game, so they enjoy that. And then our summer day camp will start its season May 29th. We run summer day camp from the May 29th through the end of July. So if you're looking for something for your children to do,
while school is out,
you can register them for summer day camp. It's $55 for a week. You can come all summer. You can come 1 week, but you do need to pre-register because we get so many. We get about 100 children a week.
That's a lot.
Yeah. So, and that's about our limit. So you need to make sure you pre-register. It's not something you can just drop in.
Summer camp?
Well, it's number one that they love. They swim every day.
They swim every day, of course.
So, but they have activities. For instance, we do a community garden.
That is a wonderful project.
So they do that once a week. They have activities. We have themes, like the first week is Explorer Week, and they're going to make their own maps. They're going to do some GPS mapping in the park, but they're also going to go and explore downtown Manchester. Cool. And we're going to have sort of like an amazing race in which the group goes and they go to one business and get a clue to find out what business to go to next.
That sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah,
You've done a lot of trouble to work this out. Do you have volunteers helping with that?
No, we have paid staff that work with the children. It's from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. You can drop off early at 6:30.
What's the age limit?
The age is 5 to 12.
5 to 12.
We do take some 13-year-olds. It just depends. People need to call ahead on that. So they have fun all summer. We just take the week of 4th of July off.
I think what a wonderful program.
Yes.
So many parents are working and they need a place for the children to be creatively involved.
The number one compliment we get is that the kids sleep really well when they go home.
I would think.
Because we don't do digital, so we don't watch movies maybe once or twice a summer if it's just like a downpour and they can't get outside. But otherwise, we do not watch movies.
Them moving.
Yes, they play games, they do crafts, they cook once, at least once the summer, they'll cook breakfast for their parents, all those kinds of different things. So we'd have different themes for, like I said, every week. And then we also have athletic camps this summer. We have a youth soccer camp from June 11th through the 15th. Ages 8 through 11 will start at 8 o'clock in the morning, go to 11, and then the older group, 12 to 15, will be in the afternoon.
And I assume if a person calls that number or goes online, they can find out all the information if they have a lot of questions.
Yes, that's true. And then we have a youth basketball camp the following week, June 18th through the 22nd, which is kindergarten through 6th grade. 8 to 11 is basketball, and if you want, you could do the afternoon of 12 to 3 for a speed and agility sports conditioning class. So that's available.
I was smiling thinking about a kindergartner playing basketball.
Oh, believe me, they like it.
Sweet. I love it.
And then we also have youth volleyball. So we almost have every sport covered this summer. From July 23rd through the 27th, ages 2nd grade to 5th grade, 8 to 11 again, and ages 6th to 8th grade, 12 to 3 for our volleyball camp.
That's a fabulous lineup.
Yes, swimming, summer day camp, basketball, soccer, volleyball. We pretty much got it covered. And we have a free color run, so we can keep you active.
I would think
and swim
that
lessons.
You have the most fit children.
Well, we'd like to, but we're all working that because it is health is an important issue.
Can you tell what they like the most?
Well, obviously they like swimming the most.
Well, yeah.
So that's something they really like. Like I said, they like to play. Nowadays, sometimes we don't play enough.
Well, and I worry about that. I worry have children lost the ability to get outside and
free play.
And play. Yeah.
Where you're not playing a sport where a coach tells you what to do.
Exactly.
You know, we went out and our parents said, "Get out of the house. We'll see you at lunch."
Went out and played, had a softball game or whatever.
Yeah, pick up things. So they enjoy that, like obstacle courses, or they really like scavenger hunts too.
Have you been involved in Parks and Recreation most of your life? I mean, growing up, like what was your favorite thing growing up?
Well, when I grew up on a farm, but my favorite thing was to play softball. We had neighborhood kids and we'd have pickup games, but then when I went to school, I played softball.
And was that the beginning of you thinking about doing Parks and Recreation?
Well, it really exercise was because I started liking to do aerobics, fitness classes, so I got certified as an instructor.
That's great.
And then they had a part-time job for a programmer, and I applied for that, and I got that. And then the director left, and I said, well, why not?
Now you're in charge. You came in and took over.
Yeah.
Bonnie, it seems to me like Manchester Parks and Recreation has the most wonderful creative leader here.
Oh,
and
that's very kind.
I can tell you enjoy it with that beautiful face and that beautiful smile. I'm sure people are just hammering at the door to get in there.
I don't know, but we welcome everybody.
And it starts full-time May
24th is the pool opening. Summer day camp is May 29th.
So don't forget to give them a call or go by the center, correct? And sign up for some of these wonderful classes. Thank you, Bonnie.
Thank you.
Nice meeting you.
Thank you.
We'll be back.
The day the Lord created hope could be the same day he created spring.
Springtime's here. It's a good time to get our air conditioners checked out before those hot summer days get here. We've been here for a little over 35 years. It's been our pleasure to serve our community. We'd like to thank you for Tullahoma's finest, and from all of us to all of you.
Thank you!
Cool off at Southern Middle Tennessee's newest water park, Tullahoma's Splash Island. Fun for all ages. 3 25-foot water slides, lazy river, fun water features for toddlers, tasty food items available. All this and more, only $5 from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. or 4 to 9 p.m. Sundays, 1 to 6. Join the fun at Tullahoma's Splash Island.
Keith Barnett here at Russell Barnett Kia in Tullahoma. I have a few 2017s left that have to go right now. Kia Forte, $14,994. Kia Optima, $19,971. And my question is, why buy your next Kia anywhere else?
Talking history about this and that. It's conversations with John and Pat. With John and Pat. With John and Pat.
Hello, everyone. I'm John Rickman.
And this is Pat Welch and John. We're here for segment 85.
Oh, me.
Of the Conversations with John and Pat.
I'm going to do this song, an old timer. Gonna lay down my burden down by the riverside. Down by the riverside. Down by the riverside. I'm gonna lay down my burden down by the riverside. Study war no more. Ain't gonna 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 study war no more. I'm gonna put on my long white robe down by the riverside. Down by the riverside. Down by the riverside. I'm gonna put on my long white robe down by the riverside. Ain't gonna study war no more. 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 Ain't gonna study war no more.
All right, John. Who wrote that and when?
I can't remember, Pat. I didn't look it up. I know that there were various folk personalities and country stars who wrote that. I think it was a Negro spiritual, but don't know all the ins and outs.
The long
of
white
song.
robe by the riverside and a anticipation for baptism.
Gonna lay down my burden. I think it maybe has to do with afterlife.
Okay.
You know, it's there for a person to interpret the way they want to interpret.
The river and crossing over, we referred to Stonewall Jackson's quote right before he passed away about he was going to cross the river and rest in the shade of the trees on the other side. So that.
Pat, I don't want to make much of this, but you know, we discussed something not long ago about me being older, and you may be speaking at my funeral services.
Well, I was really wanting to carry you.
Well,
there's a lot of talk. There's a lot of years are going to go by.
I've started thinking about that. I've started thinking, you know, here you are. You've been inducted into the Wrestling Hall of Fame. You've been acknowledged by the city as one of the leaders and civic-minded person, which you are. And then the school board has the most valuable players, and you are that in the state, and that's highly. But I just wonder if these acknowledgments and all aren't being made because they know something, the doctors have told them something that maybe the community here in Tullahoma doesn't know.
John, I have told you before on that line of thinking that I asked my wife, was the results of my last physical so bad that everybody in town knows I'm dying and except me?
Well, let's get on to our topic.
Yeah, please do. Away from me and on topic.
My wife and my son Mark and I went to the Berlin store not long ago. Put up a picture of the Berlin store. The Berlin store is outside of Lewisburg on the highway, I think it's 431, going past the airport, and it was advertised, or they wrote an article about it in the Rural Electric magazine. I think DRBC put it out. But the Berlin store was a nice place to go to. It was a neat little restaurant inside there, seats about 40 folks, and they have cakes and pies and all this sort of thing, but they have meats and threes on the weekdays as well. It's just a wonderful place to go. Bought some molasses there that I don't normally see.
John, I love the pronunciation in that area of Berlin being Berlin.
It's spelled Berlin, but nobody wants to have anything to do with Germany. All they want to do is say it the way they want to say it, Berlin.
Well, we've got several places in the state that we just refuse to pronounce them like somebody else would. Normandy is one of them instead of Normandy. Lafayette, Tennessee instead of Lafayette.
Yeah.
And if you ask the people why, it's kind of like, we'll pronounce it like we want, you pronounce it how you want.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
Now, this little store, right across the road from it, and I would encourage others that like to take a little day trip somewhere to go here. It was a good place to eat. Then right across the road from it was a little park area. And show that next one, Philip, if you will. There's Berlin Springs right there. And that's a cave that has fresh, clean, cool water coming out of it. And that's...
John, you said it's outside of Marshall. Is that going to be in Maury then?
It's actually, and that's the way Murray is the way I pronounce it, but I'm not going to tell you how to say it, Pat. You say Maury, that's all right.
Is that not the local pronunciation of it there?
Murray.
Wow.
Murray is the way most of the locals say it.
That shows definitely I'm an outsider.
Go to the next picture, Philip. And there is a plaque that stands to the left of that cave. It's on a tree, and next to this tree is a rock, and I didn't make a picture of that rock, but it's about 42 inches in a circle, you know, kind of. And these various people have spoken on that rock at political gatherings down there. And that place, you know, we saw a picture not too long ago you showed, and it used to be a thriving community there at Berlin. But now it's, you know, it's just, it rolls up its doors about 2:30 when the restaurant closes, I guess.
That's about time me and you go to bed.
But James K. Polk and Andrew Johnson, both presidents of the United States, spoke at that place, and their names are down there, and they're U.S. senators, congressmen, governors, so forth and so on, all down through there have spoken. And
is that in the write-up in the magazine, John? Are you this much of a historian all of a sudden?
No, I read the article, but it's been a while. And you know, you and I come to this very ill-prepared, so we're not going to get into semantics.
No.
Let's go to
We've acknowledged that we're better when we're ill-prepared.
And this is a beautiful little spring. That cave runs, makes a little creek, you know, and go. They've got a beautiful. The next one, Philip, a big pavilion, and picnic tables. People can eat, buy their lunch over at the store and walk across the road and have a lunch there. But it is a wonderful place. I'd say they'd have a good breakfast too. Now, you go around there and you don't really find much in the way of, there are not anything else going on much. I'll tell you one thing that I heard. There was two older gentlemen, older than myself, I think, and they were talking to each other, and then a couple of girls that came in like you'd see from farmers.com. You know, they would have, and they would have qualified for that, in my opinion, you know. And they sat down with these older guys and they were talking, and one of the older guys said,
"Just thrilled them." You
know what kind of lights they had on Noah's Ark? Floodlights. I thought that was cute. I wanted to remember that and bring it and say that.
Is good.
Go to the next picture, Philip. Now this is similar to how a country store acted years ago inside the store. Guys in the wintertime gathered around a pot-bellied stove, maybe some of them whittling or whatever, and they'd buy a little bit of crackers and cheese.
It's not too far from
this is
what old post offices used to be like.
Yeah.
And front in the spring and winter and summer.
This is not Berlin. This is Midland, up here between Murfreesboro and Shelbyville, right? Midland, somewhere midway. I might have the wrong place. This is Midland, so it's I pulled this picture out because I saw it not long ago and I thought it fit with this, because in Chapel Hill years ago there were several stores, but 4 in the middle of town were Lane's, Glasscock's, Roselle's, and I can't remember the other one, but they Spencer's. They all were in the middle of Chapel Hill there, and they competed. Then later on, Kroger would come in, Walmart, whatever, and then these little businesses wouldn't do very good. But people would have expense accounts. They would, the stores kept little running accounts of the groceries that you bought.
Right.
I was going to bring up one thing. When I first came to Tullahoma, there was a grocery store. It was a bigger store, but it's where.
When would that been, John? That been you came
69, 70.
Okay.
And Robert Farrell worked as a bag boy at this store. Everybody knows Robert Farrell. He works over at Kilgore's, sold insurance many years.
For a long time.
Robert was the most pleasant, just talk. You know, Robert can talk. A little. Oh, just a little bit. And he's the most wonderful guy. And so he...
Has he heard the floodlight story? Because he liked that one.
I don't think I have.
Yeah.
But he's got 2 young men who've done quite well, two sons have done quite well. But I remember Robert years ago at the store, and I know him today, and I just think how wonderful a guy he is. But that's the way people should be treated in communities on a level like that, a friendship. And so we think about the Berlin store, and if you want to go over there that way sometime, I think it'd be worth a trip over there. If you want sort of a casual, just a good driving day, and have a good meal and see a few sights around the store.
Another place for us to hit when we go to next trek over to your grounds. John, I believe that just about got us on segment 85.
We sure appreciate everyone listening to us.
And it was a fine one, but we've got plenty more to come as long as management will allow us. Thank y'all.
Talking history about this and that.
Street Sweeper.
Conversations with John and Pat. With John and Pat. With John and Pat.
It's time for every family and business in Tullahoma to go green and recycle. Tullahoma Public Works makes it simple and easy to recycle. Just place your recyclable materials, paper, plastic, aluminum, and cardboard beside your garbage container on the same day your garbage is picked up. Your recycled materials don't have to be in a fancy container. Recycling is not only the right thing to do, it makes sense. Recycling pays. Paying to bury our garbage costs each of us. Please do your part. Let's go green, Tullahoma, and recycle.
Hi, I'm Cindy.
And I'm Jacob. I'm the Rooster.
And I'm the Red Maiden. And we would like to welcome you to
Roosterware.
Yes, Roosterware is a cottage industry producing accessories for men, women, children, babies, and pets. All items are hand cut and sewn locally. Roosterware specializes in bow ties, pocket squares, scarves, cufflinks, neckties, and aprons of all sizes for all ages. Baby products include onesies, diaper covers, bibs, and burp pads. All bow ties, tie it yourself or pre-tied, come with an adjustable neckband. All products can be made with the material of your choice, as special orders are available upon request. Don't be standing back looking at fashion. Create your own with Roosterware.
Come visit us at
roosterandredmaiden.com
to find our handcrafted designs for
the cock of the walk.
I want to eat apples and bananas. I need to eat apples and bananas. Why can't I eat apples and bananas?
Support the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks to help provide meals to those in need. Join us at feedingamerica.org.
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
Everybody knows that Shelbyville is the walking horse capital of the world, and recently they did an equine educational event at the Calisonic Arena. We're going to watch that now.
I mean, it was just fantastic. All right, here we go. Now, this is Equine Education Day. Everybody working, getting ready to do their thing. There's Allison Thorson. I even carried some boxes, Jimmy. I want you to know that.
I'm proud of you, Jerry.
But hey, we was filling bags, over 2,000 bags, and every one of them was gone. Used them all. But I'm going to tell you, the kids, they had a great time, and that's what was special. Right there at Walk Time Charlie, and he was a big hit. I wish you could have watched him when the students went away. He got upset. I mean, he wanted them back over there, and when they came back over, he was feeling great again. I mean, it's animals, they just go to, when it goes to the students, that's it. That's Harold Roberts, stud coat there, little firecracker buddy, and don't think he wasn't popular.
I bet he was.
Oh, them kids loved him. I dare say that every one of them students got to ride a horse that wanted to. Everyone that wanted to, that is. Some of them didn't want to. Some of them were still afraid of the horse. But all of them loved petting on them. I think we had just about every color in the rainbow over there, Jimmy.
Yeah.
Little fast action there. We had to get them through there that fast because there were so many of them.
Absolutely.
But I want you to look there. So, now that's Walk Time Charlie, world grand champion. And watch him. All them kids around him, and he just loves it. He's just loving it.
That's David Williams that with him, isn't it?
Yeah, it's David Williams. He's the breed master out at Rising Star Ranch. But it's just the way the kids molded with the horse, really. I mean, they just really and truly just loved it.
They're having a pretty good time there with those stick horses, huh?
Well, we had stick horse class, so they had stick horse competition.
Yeah.
But that boy's supposed to have that horse between, you know, he's supposed to be straddled that horse. He would just pick the horse up and carried it.
Yeah.
Jimmy, I could do that.
Yeah, I know you could, Jerry.
And they wondered why barrel racing, they knocked them barrels down. There was this young man that went by and he couldn't walk around it without knocking it down. There's one of them youngsters done got on cappuccino. There was Andrew Todd filtering through the crowd. Did you see him?
No, I didn't.
He was trying to pass off as a youngster or a student and get him a piece of pizza, but he didn't make it. There's Cappuccino. Andy Black. She's a teacher down at Liberty. There's Allison Thorson. She's doing an interview with the Lee Maddox from the Farm Bureau. And Wayne Hart, he's helping. Beebe and Maxine Beasley and Addie Harris. We had owners, we had trainers, we had instructors, we had everybody around. There's Maxine and Beebe. Channel 17 contacted me wanting to run the beginning where we did the invocation and the national anthem. So I sent it, let them have it. They aired it.
That had to be a fun day for these kids. Number one, they got out of school that day.
Well, they treated it as a field trip.
Really nice. And an educational field trip as well.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, one of the Miss Mohan from Liberty treated it as a class and let all the students, they had to do a scavenger hunt. And they had to go around and get certain things. And one of them was they had to get a picture of me with their principal. So, but they had questions that they had to ask certain stations. So it was very educational to a lot of them. I know the blacksmith was very popular, and the Just Say Whoa, they was popular because they really intertwined with the kids. And then the USDA now, I can't say enough about them. They brought different body parts of horses and talked about the hoof, the foot, the tendons in the legs and all that. I mean, they went over everything with them. And the students, of course, Rebecca Nanny, she said that they were really enthusiastic about asking questions and finding out as much about horses as they could. The museum came, and of course they had videos of horse shows, doing ribbons, everything. There's one of the ladies, I believe she's one of the U.S. Now there's Rebecca Nanny. Now she's a BMO. She actually inspects horses, Jimmy, and she's explaining different things about the bone structure and all this. These kids are really interested in it. The other lady back there, she's also a BMO. And you always have to have little games, so that's the USDA's right there. They held that.
Oh, man.
Cornhole contest for the kids. There's Equine Services. Dr. Mendenhall. She's explaining different things about the horse. Tell you what, they got a lot of education in a short period of time. And to be honest, Jimmy, I honestly believe everybody there that was working to put this on had just as big a time as the students did. And right there's one of them. He thoroughly enjoyed himself. That's Mac Deacle. He's a farrier and a show judge. He's letting them see how much the pads and stuff weigh. They don't weigh near what some people say they do.
Right.
Here at Manchester Funeral Home, we know the importance of living and working in our local community because it's those families who we serve during their time of need honorably. We believe in supporting local business and offer only 100% Batesville caskets, the best in the industry and a driver of our local economy. If you want straightforward and fair pricing while working with the people you know, choose Manchester Funeral Home, serving your community since 1932. And pre-planning and pre-funding can be the best gift you ever leave your loved ones. Call us to pre-arrange. Manchester Funeral Home. Our family caring for your family since 1932.
If you want to be a parent, it doesn't matter how you play, what you wear, how you dance, or even what direction life takes you. You just need to be there. You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care don't need perfection. They just need you.
How long has it been since you raced a cheetah? Are your tornado creating skills getting rusty? Tired of being the only one in your neighborhood who hasn't built a dinosaur? Sounds like it's time to visit the Hands-On Science Center. The Hands-On Science Center is an indoor science playground. In this museum, please touch is the rule. Join us for weekly science demonstrations on space, lasers, lizards, rocks, and a whole lot more. No two visits are ever the same, so visit often to see our ever-changing exhibits and demonstrations. The Hands-On Science Center, 101 Mitchell Boulevard in Tullahoma.
We're back, folks, and Peggy, we've had a great show today, all kinds of good information. Hey, it's about time for country auditions,
I know, and everybody
isn't it?
out there probably thinks I'm not doing that again, but yes, I am helping doing it again. This will be the 39th, can you believe that?
We're
annual?
going for 40, aren't we?
We started when I was 4.
Yeah, and I wasn't born.
Anyway, I have lots of help. I have Samantha Waters from Manchester, Jacqueline Sullinger, and Martha Brooke, soon to be another name, but Martha Brooke Powers helping with
Martha Brooke
anyway,
soon to be another name.
The auditions are June 3rd and 4th. At Sunday afternoon. It's before the week of Bonnaroo.
Right.
We used to do it after.
Yeah.
But now we're doing it before.
Good.
We got a lot
Some
going on.
of the people don't come back from Bonnaroo, like Andrew.
For weeks. Anyway, we're looking for comedians and for singers and pickers and grinners and fun things.
All that good stuff.
Yeah. I hope we have a good turnout.
You will. We're going to have a great show.
Yeah.
And I want to say Happy Mother's Day to all you mothers out there. I hope you had a wonderful weekend and a good day yesterday. We wouldn't be here without you.
I know. Nobody gets here without a mother.
Just that simple.
Beverly Long did the cutest thing on her recital. She had little tiny children dancing around their moms. What you got there?
All right, so we're going to end the show today with the 7th and 8th grade middle school combined bands from last weekend's concert. Thank you, folks. We'll see you next time.